I said in the last few months I've said this. The curbs on our sidewalk.
No drains, right?
Forget about the drains, stagnant water. The curbs are all broken up.
Saddles.
Over the years, literally you have blocks with no, this is Midwood.
Right.
And you got blocks with no curbs at all. And the city comes down, they pull the forest department. Forest department goes back to the city. Parks department go back and forth. Until nothing happens.
Can't get that resolved. They can't get that
literally
resolved.
blocks long with no curbs.
Well, you can rest assured that, I mean, I was the city council for 15 years, I dealt with issues like that all the time.
Right.
You bring the agencies together and you hold them accountable. One of them has got to be held accountable for doing the job.
Yeah, how about that?
Bring them in as well.
You know how many times we go down a year? How many times we go down a year? 3 times a year. And we're not a third world country. But no, you got poles like this. You take pictures. Here's pictures of literally kind of poles like this hanging down. I understand they're a megamonopoly and they don't answer to anybody. I know.
They gotta answer.
They don't answer.
They gotta answer. How are you, sir? Have a good job.
And they say how and every time I hear them how they're updating the system. Literally, you got poles literally like that. And ready to snap. Years
I'd love to
fighting.
come down and see that over.
You want to see that?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, usually they stand straight up. You have some.
Did was I brought all the agencies together in one room with the community residents, and we laid out exactly what was going to happen. So no letters, no amorphous, dealing with bureaucrats. You have the decision makers in the room. You get it done. I've done that.
Listen, what am I getting back? A garbage service? That's basically and police.
You're absolutely right, brother. There's no excuse for that.
I've been finding I have letters back. I sent them all the letters back and forth to Con Edison, explaining to him the problems we have with the lights and they're going down 3 times a year. It's not normal.
You got the overheads, right?
We got the overheads, right? We need the underground. The underground are near the water where they should be. You know what I'm saying? They mess with it.
Sal Albanese, the mayor.
Right here.
How are you, sir? Have a good Shabbos. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I got the same problem. I'm in Dyke Heights. Overheads are a pain in the neck.
Right, and you know that I did research into Con Edison. I'm so fed up with them. You know that they get paid out for streetlights that are down more than any other community in the country. The city collects such a sweetheart. They're allowed to keep down 30% of their lights. They don't have to. You ever go down to Borough Park where the lights are out? Sure. They're not in a rush to fix it. They make it out. The guys from California came when the storm came. They had servants. They came from California and flew them in. They fixed them. They said that this system is so old they've never seen a system like this. They were surprised. They told me this.
No, I believe it. Con Ed is just basically interested in making as much money as they can.
Right.
The least amount of service. How are you, sir?
You too, buddy.
Have a good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, picture.
I'd like to come over there, bud, and see them.
Okay.
Thank you, absolutely. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. We're neighbors. I live on 7th Street. So
42nd.
Excellent. Well,
Very happy to see you.
thank you so much.
Thanks. Good luck.
Have a good Shabbos. Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you, ma'am? Sal Albanese,
for mayor. Can't take a job at everyone.
Peace.
You know, one of the pet peeves around
Yeah.
here is the cars that double park. It's not the thing about the meters. It's the thing about people who just pull up and backs up traffic.
Have a triple parking here.
Unbelievable.
Can't we get the police just to move them along a little
Yeah,
bit?
that would, be
Without issuing too many summonses, we want to.
right. No, we just want them to move on. Let traffic flow.
Yeah, well, on 86th Street in Bay Ridge, what I've noticed is the cops come by with their bullhorn and
they
over
push
the
them along.
speaker and they move them along. That's what you need. You don't see any patrol cars doing that?
They don't do that now.
That's pretty easy to resolve. I'll get the commissioner and get the captain and get that done.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that's
simple.
all they gotta do. And then that traffic will,
Yeah.
flow a little better.
Yeah. It's a vibrant neighborhood. You have a lot going on. What's your name?
Right.
Great, Fraser.
Okay.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
That's an easy problem to solve.
There you go.
How are you?
We'll deposit literature with you.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Do you?
Thanks, you a Yankee fan?
Absolutely. Is it obvious?
I had Yankee tryouts, so I was a baseball.
played baseball?
When was it?
1970.
Sorry, go ahead.
1970. I tried out. They had me invited to an open tryout at state. I played high school ball, played college ball.
What position?
I was second baseman.
New Robinson Cano.
Yeah,
Or the old
no,
Robinson Cano.
if I could play 1/3 as well as Robinson Cano, I'd be in the major leagues.
Hey, good luck to you.
We need some help for this year. They're playing
I
injuries.
know.
What's your name?
Hi.
I am. Good Shabbos.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Enjoy the weekend. Be well.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Sal Albanese. How are you? Have a nice Have a good Shabbos.
What are you running for?
Mayor, sir. Mayor of New York. New York City.
Without the pleasure of meeting?
Give him the
Sal
phone.
Albanese. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful job.
Shabbos.
What do you do with the bris milah? What will you do with that here?
What's that?
Bris
The bris
milah.
milah, what are you gonna do?
We actually were talking about
The
that.
Matzitza B'Peh. That's what he's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, I think that I want to bring together the community along with the Board of Health and work out some sort of a compromise. I don't know. The rabbis I've talked to have said to me that they don't think that they've had any issues health-wise for years and years. So it's been going on for a while. And
Going on from the beginning of the Judaism. 2,000 years, yeah.
I'm going to be less concerned about that issue. Allowing the community to be more flexible. But the kids are the most important thing. I want to make sure that the kids are not hurt in any way. That we all agree on that. But I think the key is not to ram something down people's throats, to bring the community together. And I think we can resolve it. I really do. I'm not as hard-nosed about it as the mayor.
All right, thanks.
Great, thank you.
Wonderful job.
Good luck.
Sir. Sal Albanese, I'm running for mayor. Nice to meet you. What a handshake you got. Unbelievable.
Good luck, Sal Albanese for
You
mayor.
got a great handshake. You, sir. Have a good Shabbos. Nice to meet you, sir. Thanks. Thank you. How are you, ma'am? I'm Sal Albanese, mayor. Running for mayor. How are you? Have a good
Wonderful.
Shabbos. Thanks. How are you, sir? Sal Albanese. Running for mayor.
The sun is not good on the wall.
Il mio cugino di Milano.
Sì, che bello. Arrivederci, buona fortuna, eh?
Grazie.
Where did you learn your Italian?
From there.
You know, it's funny. I have even in Midwood, I run into a couple of folks that spoke fluent Italian. That the business in Italy is fascinating.
Hi, how are you? Good job.
Sal Albanese, have a good Shabbos.
Mayor, how are you?
How are you, sir? Sal Albanese, have a good Shabbos. Nice to meet you.
Anybody but Bloomberg. Don't put that on tape because then he's gonna come give me. Then he's gonna give me a C. You know what I mean? Good luck.
What'd you end up getting? An A at the end.
I always get A's, bro.
You always get
Thank
A's.
God, but we have to pay for those A's.
No, I don't. Really?
Excuse my language, but
Tell me that.
they come in, they give you a C. You go in and pay, and you get an A. Very simple. But you don't pay little small fines.
I know.
You pay ridiculous fines.
What I've said is that I want the inspectors to not fine people for minor violations. Let them mitigate it, give them a couple of weeks, and if they don't mitigate it, then
There's no such thing. They're coming out to make money. When they call their supervisor, they can't come back without funds. It's just like, I mean, it's business.
No.
But he made it cruel. He made it really, really cruel because there's no guideline. So the fire department comes in. They have a list that they go through. They check the, they check the hand system. They check the pulley system, and then they leave. They come in the health department with their own agenda. Every inspector has his own agenda. One guy comes and goes bananas about paper towels. The next guy comes in and goes bananas about refrigeration. There's no
standard approach.
right.
And no consistency.
We're gonna change that. I've been
Well,
in a restaurant.
I don't live in the city,
Well,
but
spread the word for me.
anybody that does, and my dad does, he'll
Thank you.
definitely
Thanks
consider
so
your
much.
vote.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right?
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thanks.
Good
Thanks a
day.
lot. Thanks.
You're running with a wild guy here, you know.
It makes no sense.
You gotta find a balance that makes everyone happy.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that Quinn did a little reverse yesterday with the comments on stop and frisk now with the...
I don't know what her views are. She changes every day. I have no. What's the latest? She wants Kelly, but she says that she supports an inspector general. Well, Kelly says it's going to be it's going to be problematic. It's going to hurt the crime fighting in the city. So, she's trying to have it both ways. I'm against the inspector general. I think it's political theater. It's not going to do anything to help fight crime. Actually, it's going to jeopardize the city in terms of creating all of these. You're going to reduce the accountability. You want accountability between the mayor and the police commissioner. You don't want another entity in
So you
there.
think the CCRB, which we do have already, which is supposed to be independent,
Sufficient.
should make it stronger maybe?
No, I think it's satisfactory. I think it's. You have internal affairs. You got CCRB. You got the district attorneys. You've got those things in place. We don't need to spend more money on an inspector general. First of all, the city council has the power to do oversight. She should be ashamed of herself for not doing the proper oversight over any of the agencies. The entire city council has been neglectful in terms of doing their oversight, and they're trying to punt the ball off to somebody else now. We don't need that.
I don't know what you're doing.
what's going on here?
Hi, good Shabbos.
Great shots.
Yeah. Actually, I just came back from Israel.
Oh, really? Beautiful. Yeah. I was there. I spent 11 days there. Years ago. Beautiful place. Obviously, this is the Sabbath. It's the Sabbath.
This is the Sabbath walking to the Western Wall on the way outside the old city. This is on the way.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
It doesn't look anything like this. More modern. You know, before this really got here, the Western Wall area was a garbage dump.
Yeah.
It's the biggest garbage dump, one of the biggest garbage dumps in the Middle East. Tons of trash.
West side.
You want to tell me about where do you stand on vouchers? I guess would be the biggest issue.
Well, I support vouchers for the after-school programs, but I don't support vouchers and I come from a Catholic school background.
You're doing my job for me.
I went to Superior High School. There were a lot of constitutional problems with it, so I do support vouchers for daycare and for after-school programs, but I don't support them for regular education. Just divert too much money to public schools for already. Look,
You coming to how do you answer?
but you know, I don't even. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna things up. I mean, I've always been opposed to vouchers, and I get sent a lot of things to Catholic schools. They want to first of all, I'm not.
Why don't you propose the original way of dealing with the issue? We are not getting any benefit of all the money.
Yeah.
In theory, if everybody should decide, a couple of kids in the post.
Well, you
Just imagine having a fully Jewish Orthodox public school all over, 5 of them in this neighborhood alone.
There are things we can do. We can help with reading programs. We can help with special education. We can help with facilities. There are things that we can do to help the private schools. But the vouchers, the direct vouchers are a problem.
I think that this is the critical issue. And coming up with something original to build. So like Miss Romney being what I'm saying is, you could have the rabbinical equipment, this and that, that's very nice in the practical way.
I get it. I understand, and I'm committed to providing as much help as I can. To reduce the cost. Vouchers, I don't think anybody running for mayor supports vouchers.
It's a question of what's right and what's wrong.
I know, but there are a lot of pros and cons. As I said, there are a lot of pros and cons.
Right here, we just came inside.
Some of the, I'm a lawyer, some of the constitutional nature, whether you can even do that.
Right here.
So, but listen, I appreciate it. But check out my other questions on crime, on public safety, on affordable housing. I think you'll like to go to my website. Transportation as well. I've got the best transportation plan out there for reducing the fare.
Like programs
making the city more
special
livable.
needs.
Yeah.
How do you feel about bikes? Bikes.
No, if whoever works, it works. I'm not against it. I'm touching here an issue that really
Because this kid is on a pendency program.
the issue.
Half and half. He's half in a regular sheet and half in a program. My question is, if there's anything else?
I get it. We got to come up with creative ways.
I believe that any candidate that comes up with real, not just like you're saying, promising about something truly creative has a real shot. That's my message.
What's your name?
That's what how are you?
Good.
I would like to know, instead of going through with all these pendency things, is there another way
Sal Albanese.
this kid can get funded without fighting through the city, through everything?
Well, we want to cut the bureaucracy for that.
What is that?
All of the different
He's
hurdles.
getting services beyond it, and he's getting a little bit in the mainstream. Now,
How do you? What would you like to see happen
that I shouldn't have to go fight every year.
to get the service?
Yes, for sure.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I was a special ed teacher. I taught in high school. I worked with special handicapped kids, and I agree that parents shouldn't be put through that every single year.
Because I have another kid also in the same program. Now I have to fight double.
So what do they do? You have to go to the. You have to go to the.
So I have an advocate working with me, and she works with a lawyer with something.
Right.
But like, it's paying $1,000, $2,000 yearly. There's no way I could do such a thing. If there could be any better ways.
We're going to make it easier to evaluate people, figure it out, without having to spend all that money. And as I said, I understand because I taught for 11 years, and I know that special education parents get put through.
Because he cannot be in a mainstream class without help.
What's his disability? Well, he's going to get help. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to try to make your life easier.
But his father and his grandparents, I mean my husband, and it's my in-laws, do not hold that he needs help. And we tried mainstreaming him in a classroom before he started the more help, and there's no way he could be without it.
We're going to make it easier for you.
We're hoping.
Yes, yes. I'm the only person who understands it because I was in the system.
So I hope you'll do something for the community.
Well, we will.
What's the name?
Sal Albanese. Here you go. Came to take a job. We went to the Anglers on Coney Island, so we have to come here too.
Say hello to
You get him a yarmulke, maybe.
He has one. He has one. He got it from Eichler's, and it has your name on it.
He should win. Sal Albanese, I'm running for mayor.
Okay.
Good job. How are you, sir? Sal Albanese.
I'll pay for
Good job.
No, I don't mind.
You guys ready?
How are you? Sal Albanese, running for
How are
mayor.
you, sir? Sal Albanese?
How are you? Running for mayor. We came to say good job.
How are you?
Shalom Aleichem. How
Just
are
want to shake your
you?
hand. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you, sir. Good job. Nice to meet you.
New York City mayor. Wow.
How are you, Sal Albanese? Running for mayor. How are you? Good job.
Warren Cohen. Yeah, I just bought filling from your other location.
Gentlemen, how are you? Sal Albanese, I'm the candidate for mayor.
New York City.
That's right.
Yeah, how are
Good
you?
job. Nice to see you. You, sir. Good job. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
But I'll tell you what.
You want a bigger one? So
No, this is good. This is good, yeah.
It's okay.
Made the news. Jacob Cornblum tweeted it out, and it was a big hit.
You really have to pay for the yarmulke because he was going to give it the campaign finance.
Yeah. We don't want to.
Wait, so Jacob
Hi, I'm Sal Albanese, man. I'm running for mayor.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Jacob Kornblue tweeted out what?
Yeah, my yarmulke, my name Sal Albanese in Hebrew went out all over the place.
Sal Shin, 2 letters, no? Sal?
How are you? Sal Albanese. I'm running for mayor. Just wanted to say hello. Have a good Shabbos. Nice to see you. What? Oh, sorry. What? Good Shabbos. How are you, sir? Great looking store.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Enjoy the weekend.
What's your name?
Sal Albanese. You got one of them. All right, here you go.
Sal
Yes.
Albanese.
Yes, sir.
No, I just said it.
Nice to meet you. Thanks. How are you, man? Good Shabbos. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
So what's going to win this election? The best ideas?
Best idea, hopefully the best ideas. What worries me is that sometimes people vote for people who, just that they recognize the names. So that's a bad thing because some of these people, quite frankly, are unfit to be mayor, without mentioning names.
I just want to show you a picture with
Simcha.
Simcha,
Yeah,
my teacher.
Simcha.
He was actually my teacher in Toro College.
You're kidding.
Yeah, he taught marketing.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He was a city councilman. I was a state senator. I think he switched parties. He's a Republican now, or what?
He's a Republican, yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem partying.
Yeah. I agree with you, by the way. I'm not a big party. I'm not a big party person. I'm not a big party person. I never was. Even though I'm a Democrat, I'm an independent Democrat. I basically have always done what I thought was right.
And I'm a Republican Democrat. In other words, I'm a registered Democrat. I vote most of the time Republican.
Well, as long as you're a registered Democrat. I always tell people, if you live in New York City, it's foolish not to register
exactly.
Democrat because most of the elections are decided in the primary. And if you want to vote Republican in the general election as a Democrat, I'm a big believer in nonpartisan elections. I think what we're doing doesn't make any sense. I'd love to see us run a nonpartisan election where everybody, if you're an independent, you're a Republican, conservative, whatever, you turn out and you vote. Every other city does it but New York. All of my opponents are opposed to my plan. One of the things I want to do is make, and Bloomberg, to his credit, try to do it, but I'm going to get it done, is go to the nonpartisan route, like other cities. So everybody can vote for mayor, because it doesn't make any sense. Millions of people are not going to be able to vote in the primary in September. So It's not a good thing.
I got a question submitted over here. I could ask you.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Handmade matzah bakeries in New York City export millions of dollars worth of this specialty item all over the globe. The product has two ingredients, special wheat flour and well water. However, city officials do not allow New York's well water to be used for matzah, and factories are forced to import their water at great needless cost. Will you help change this policy so that the local matzah factories can use New York City well water? I mean, it would bring in millions of dollars to the
It
city.
sounds reasonable to me. Obviously, I'd have to do a little bit more research to find out, are there any health issues with the well water, but I don't think we do enough to help our businesses in the city. For example, we let contracts out every year for billions of dollars. Why can't we build buses, subway cars that we buy right here in Hunts Point or Sunnyside Yard, which would generate a lot of revenue for the city? I don't think we do enough to help our local merchants and help create jobs here in the city. But the well water thing, if I'm convinced that there's no health issues involved, I don't see why we can't do it.
And most New York City recreational facilities seem to be unaware when Jewish holidays fall on the calendar, and often unprepared how to handle the high capacity of Jewish visitors during those holidays. They also seem to be inattentive as to when not to schedule construction or renovations to their facilities. Would you help to incorporate a Jewish calendar into the city's recreational facilities in order that these public facilities can be better prepared in handling unexpected crowds properly, and also that would generate money for the city?
Absolutely, it makes perfect sense. And we should do that. I mean, the city has got so many religions in it. You've got to be sensitive, and also you don't want overcrowded facilities without the resources being there. If you have a calendar that the agencies are sensitive to, they can staff up during those periods of time you expect. I've seen in the Parks Department, I live in Bay Ridge, not far from Borough Park, during the Jewish holidays, there's a huge influx of kids from Borough Park to go there, and I'm not sure that we have the facilities or the city has the facilities or personnel in place to deal with it. So I think it makes sense. I mean, we've got to be sensitive to the largest Jewish community. The largest Jewish community outside of Israel is in New York. So we certainly have to be sensitive to the holidays, absolutely.
And one more?
That's why I'm spending a lot of time in Borough Park and Midwood and Warren, and I've been all over the city meeting with Jewish
Every
leaders.
Jewish community, every day, but every.
I think it's essential.
And here's a good question also from, these questions are coming from Alex Rappaport. I don't know if you know from
we were with him
I was there
yesterday.
last night.
Oh,
I was
okay.
there last night.
So he asks also, although 1 out of 8 people living in Brooklyn are religious Jews, this significant demographic has no representation within the boards of independent charities funded by the city. For example, Brooklyn Public Library, Brooklyn Bridge Park, and the local Brooklyn Botanical Garden and Prospect Park Alliance. Since those groups get a majority of their funding from the city, would you require those independent charities to include this demographic on their boards?
I think we have such a large Jewish population, especially religious Jewish population, and those boards should reflect that. I've said this the other night at a debate that government should reflect the population of the city, because so when people look out there, they know that they have people who understand the needs and interests of their particular groups, and I think it's essential because in a polyglot city like New York, there should be representation on those boards. Unfortunately, a lot of those boards are populated by people who are politically connected and really have no ties to communities, and I want to end that. Including the MTA board, by the way, that has people on it that don't even have Metro cards. So we want to make sure the people who represent, who sit on those boards, have representation from the religious Jewish community because they're a big part of the borough.
Right now, I want to come out and visit. I want to see the streets and I want to see the boat. Right now, I spent myself close to. I bought 2 generators. I keep it in my garage, and I hooked up my boiler, so I can plug my generator into it, so my pumps on my keep it working. I don't trust it. I don't need to be middle winter with my kids freezing because Con Edison's paying $500 million in bonuses to older whatever head hunters over there. Well, we have lines that are caving down, falling down.
We'll get there.
Shabbos.
I'm running for mayor. When you guys go to school?
It'll be in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's your selling here? Good. Right there. Yeah, you going upstate? Monday going upstate?
I hope I helped you.
Sal Albanese, I'm running for mayor. How are you? Just want to say hello. Have a good Shabbos.
Have a good Shabbos.
Nice to see you.
How are you? Sal Albanese running for mayor. He's right here.
Oh, nice to see you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now I noticed as we were walking down 13th Avenue, we both saw a woman taking food out of a garbage can. It's
We can deal with people who obviously don't have enough money to eat, which is a tragedy and a problem. So I have to commend the Jewish community for the work they're doing with the soup kitchen.
I'm collecting soup. Not for any organization. My kids for Shabbos. I'm out of everything. So if you want to take me shopping, I'll appreciate it.
Okay, he's running for mayor. We gotta.
The whole generation. Yes. Whole new generation. Thank you so much. I've lived there for 40 years.
40 years. And now
okay, what do you think of the parking tickets on 13th Avenue? You think it's excessive?
Rather than sensible enforcement. Obviously, we need enforcement to keep traffic flowing. Agents are almost encouraged to give out summonses because they've got to generate revenue. We're going to move away from that.